Futerfas, a well-known chassid, who was very instrumental in keeping the Jewish flame alive behind the Iron Curtain, and eventually was caught for saving hundreds of Jewish families escaped from those difficult circumstances in the former Soviet Union. He was put into prison, a Russian difficult prison and labor camp, for 10 years. When he finally came over to the United States, after surviving these 10 brutal years in Russian prison and labor camps, Reb Mendel Futerfas would often recount the many episodes, encounters, different things that happened to him over those 10 years in Russian prison camps. Reb Mendel Futerfas was a committed, dedicated, and enthusiastic Jewish person. Everything that happened to him, he lived with the ideal, the idea, the notion that every occurrence, every acquaintance, every episode that he goes through, it's not just by chance. It's divinely designed because God is trying to teach him a lesson, trying to show him another aspect of how to view life, how to live life, how to better serve God, how to be a better human being living in God's world. Through those 10 difficult years, every small thing that happened to him, every person he met, every conversation he had, he tried to learn. What is this episode? Why did God introduce me to this person? What is it there to teach me? When he finally came to the United States, he would tell us the many stories that happened to him and the lessons that he learned at the time from that particular episode. He once recounted that one of his fellow inmates in the camp was someone who would always tell him, Reb Mendel, back in the good old day before I was thrown into prison, I was a tightrope walker. In front of thousands of people, I'd get up and do my feet, but now that I'm in prison, they don't allow me to do my trick. One day, when security in the camp was a bit lax, the man told Reb Mendel, today I'm going to show you how I do my trick. He put two rope, he took a rope, he tied it to two trees. He gets up on top and slowly makes his way from one tree to the other, walking above the rope. Reb Mendel watches, the man concentrates on walking properly. He gets to the other side, fumbles a little bit, but turns around and again walks from the tree back to his original place. When he gets there, he comes down, and Reb Mendel congratulates him and says, that's an unbelievable feat, but tell me, what's the secret? What's the secret to being a tightrope walker, a successful tightrope walker? How do you walk on a flimsy, shaky rope with the winds blowing? How is it that you don't fall? How is it you don't stumble? The man told Reb Mendel, he said, you know what the key is? And he says, if you want to be a successful tightrope walker, the key is focus. You got to focus on the point. You got to focus on the goal of where you're trying to go. He said, if you realize, Reb Mendel, the entire time while I was on the rope, I was always focused on the tree, on the point where I was trying to get to on the other side. The most difficult point of the walk was when I had to turn around and refocus, try to find another point of destination, another point of focus. If I look away for one moment, the rope is so flimsy, the wind is so powerful, I'll get blown off in an instant. But if I'm focused, if I know where I'm going, and I stay locked on to that goal, I'll be straight, I'll be sturdy. And Mendel thought for a moment and he said, God was teaching me at that time a powerful lesson. He was saying, there are many difficulties. There are winds that are blowing. The rope is very flimsy, very shaky. Circumstances can change. There are difficult situations. There are many things that we go through. But if we stay focused, we know where we're heading. We know the point. We know the goal. We know the basis and the foundation of it all. We know that these winds, these difficulties don't blow forever. We know that we're here to serve God. We know we're here for a purpose. We know we're here to be good human beings. Then the wind may blow. The rope may be shaky. But we're firm because we know who we are. We know what we stand for. We know where we're heading. The wind won't blow us. The fog won't deter us because we're firm in who we are. But if we lose focus, we look away for a moment. We don't know, we forget about that reality. We forget about the end zone. We forget about who we really are. The wind is very distracting. The rope can totally throw us off. The key, Reb Mendel said, was to always stay focused. My dear friends, we all have those difficult situations we go through, those occasional difficulties, whether it's minor or major, physical, spiritual, emotional difficulties that we go through. What Mendel was teaching us was we got to stay focused. We got to know that the wind doesn't blow forever. The difficulties are here just so we can overcome the challenge that is presented at the moment. We got to know we're here for a purpose. We're here to overcome these challenges, and we're here to live, the most prosperous and beautiful life that, God intended for us to live. We stay focused. That is the best tool to keep us firm on the rope of life.